let me say directly to you that you are not alone. What I described above is certainly the stereotype kids with learning differences face. But let me be equally clear. Those who hold these stereotypes are flat out wrong. And any obstacles you have can be overcome, and one day you may just see it as a strength. Today I see my ADHD as a blessing. I see it as a differentiator, something that's made me uniquely who I am, and has uniquely positioned me to be better and a more effective manager, and to deal and move on from failure. But it didn't happen overnight, and with a lot of help along the way. So I'd like to briefly talk to you about my experiences as a person with ADHD, and how family, friends, and teachers helped me see it as a strength that I think all of you should see it as well. Like many people with learning differences in this room, I grew up knowing something was a little bit different about me. Whereas my sister and brother were model students, I had a much harder time. Whereas some people's issues with succeeding in school involved understanding a math problem or memorizing certain vocabulary, mine was far more basic. I couldn't discipline myself to even sit down to do any of those things at all. I wanted to do it. I wanted to do it badly, but I just couldn't do it. I couldn't even fake it. And I would honestly get angry at myself for not being able to do it. For years I struggled this way, but didn't have a name for what I had. For years I knew many of my peers had ADHD, but I never thought that was me. And to be honest, I feared the stigma they had, the extra time on tests, the way the classmates teased them, the medication, all of it. And that leads me to my first point, the incredible role that family can play. It wasn't until I was 14 that I finally did something about the problem that I knew I had. But it wasn't because of me. It was because of my amazing mom.
I knew it.
She noticed there was something different about me. And she very gingerly asked me if I wanted to get tested. And like many in this room, although I was kind of embarrassed to do it, I knew I had to. In all honesty, it felt like a relief. So I did what many of you in this room did. I had a 2-hour or so diagnosis exam. I read the sequence of colors I saw in front of me, having to intersperse different color names to see if I could keep up. I had to rattle off a sequence of numbers, and man, was it hard. To this day, I remember just how in-depth the testing was, and to this day, I both laugh at and get frustrated about the myriad experts who say that it's overdiagnosed. I remember sitting there realizing how silly my preconceived notions of ADHD were, that the outsiders who thought it was just a quick prescription, a quick fix, a fake condition that doctors haphazardly diagnosed, were so wrong. A year or so later, my parents sat down to tell me what I had realized after doing my own Googling after the exam was obvious. I had ADHD.